Tony Dow, born Anthony Lee Dow on April 13, 1945, in Hollywood, California, grew up during the golden age of American television, a time when family sitcoms shaped the nation's cultural identity. Raised by Muriel Virginia Dow, a stuntwoman and early Hollywood performer, and John Stevens Dow, a contractor and designer, Tony was exposed early to both creativity and discipline. Although he had no formal acting training, his natural sincerity and calm presence set him apart. At just 12 years old, he was cast as Wally Cleaver on Leave It to Beaver, a role that would define him for generations. Wally represented the ideal older brother, responsible, patient, and kind, and Tony embodied those qualities effortlessly. Audiences saw him not as a performer, but as someone real. That authenticity became his hallmark, anchoring one of television's most beloved portrayals of American family life. Becoming Wally Cleaver and a cultural icon, from 1957 to 1963, Leave It to Beaver became a cornerstone of American television, and Tony Dow's portrayal of Wally Cleaver played a central role in its success. Wally was more than a character. He was a moral compass, a steady presence who balanced humor with empathy. Tony brought warmth and relatability to the role, resonating with viewers who saw themselves or their siblings in him. Unlike many child actors, Tony handled fame with humility, rarely seeking attention beyond his work. The show's wholesome values reflected the era's optimism, and Tony became a symbol of stability in a rapidly changing world. While the series focused on lighthearted family lessons, the pressures of growing up on set were real. Still, Tony maintained professionalism well beyond his years, delivering consistent performances that helped cement Leave It to Beaver as a timeless classic. Life after Beaver and finding his own path. When Leave It to Beaver ended, Tony Dow faced a challenge familiar to many former child stars: how to move forward without being defined by a single role. Rather than chasing immediate fame, he stepped back to serve in the National Guard and pursue college education. This period reflected his grounded nature and desire for balance. Tony continued acting through guest appearances on shows such as My Three Sons, Adam 12, Lassie, and Dr. Kildare, proving his adaptability. In the late 1970s, he reunited with Jerry Mathers for stage productions, reconnecting with audiences in a more personal setting. These performances allowed Tony to grow beyond nostalgia and explore live theater. His willingness to evolve, rather than cling to past success, demonstrated maturity and self-awareness, qualities that quietly guided his career decisions for decades. Returning to television and becoming a director. The 1980s marked a meaningful return for Tony Dow when he reprised his role in the new Leave It to Beaver, continuing the Cleaver story into adulthood. This revival allowed audiences to reconnect with familiar characters while offering Tony new creative opportunities. During this time, he expanded his skills behind the camera, discovering a passion for directing. Tony went on to direct episodes of respected series such as Coach, Harry and the Hendersons, Babylon 5, and Star Trek: Deep Space Nine. As a director, he was known for his calm demeanor and actor-centered approach, creating supportive environments on set. His transition from actor to director was seamless, rooted in his deep understanding of storytelling. Tony's behind-the-scenes work proved that his talents extended far beyond his youthful television fame. A private artist beyond Hollywood. Outside of television, Tony Dow revealed another deeply personal side through sculpture. Later in life, he immersed himself in visual art, working primarily with bronze and wood. His sculptures were abstract, introspective, and emotionally expressive, reflecting themes of vulnerability, resilience, and self-reflection. Remarkably, his work was exhibited internationally, including in Paris at the Louvre, through the Société Nationale des Beaux-Arts. This artistic recognition affirmed Tony's identity not just as a former television star, but as a serious creative force. Sculpture offered him peace and purpose, especially during periods when acting slowed. It became a form of quiet communication, allowing him to express emotions words could not capture. For Tony, art was not a hobby. It was a continuation of his lifelong journey of thoughtful self-expression, marriage, family, and personal stability. Tony Dow's personal life reflected the same sincerity audiences admired on screen. He married his first wife, Carol Marlowe, in 1969, and they welcomed a son in 1973. Although their marriage ended in 1980, Tony remained a devoted father, speaking proudly of his son throughout his life. Later that same year, he married Lauren Schulkind, a mosaic artist and producer who became his lifelong partner. Their marriage lasted over 4 decades and was marked by mutual respect, creativity, and unwavering support. Lauren stood beside Tony through career changes, health challenges, and personal struggles, becoming a stabilizing presence in his life. In an industry known for short-lived relationships, their enduring bond stood out. Together, they built a life rooted in love, privacy, and shared artistic appreciation. Speaking openly about mental health. In the 1990s, Tony Dow made a courageous decision to speak publicly about his struggle with clinical depression. At a time when mental health discussions were rare, especially among public figures, his honesty resonated deeply. Tony did not seek sympathy. Instead, he sought understanding and awareness. He participated in educational projects, including the self-help video, The Blues, offering reassurance to those facing similar challenges. His openness reframed his public image, not as a flawless television icon, but as a deeply human individual navigating real emotional battles. Tony's advocacy helped reduce stigma and encouraged meaningful conversations about mental well-being. By sharing his experiences, he quietly helped countless people feel less alone. His compassion extended far beyond entertainment, leaving a legacy rooted in empathy and courage. Final years and a lasting legacy. In 2022, Tony Dow was diagnosed with liver cancer, a devastating illness that marked the final chapter of his life. Surrounded by family and cared for by his devoted wife, he faced his diagnosis with grace and dignity. After a brief period of public confusion regarding his condition, Tony passed away peacefully on July 27, 2022, at the age of 77. His death prompted an outpouring of love from fans across generations who had grown up watching him. Tony Dow's legacy is not defined solely by Wally Cleaver, but by a life lived with humility, creativity, and quiet strength. He was an actor, director, sculptor, advocate, and above all, a thoughtful human being. His influence endures as a reminder that authenticity leaves the deepest mark.